Okay, I hope I can get through this without kind of sounding too weird, because I kind of left the window open and it became pretty cold in here, so I think I might have gotten a little bit sick. And I've had enchanters coming to me every time I try to record this. So I hope there is no enchanter coming to my spot exactly where I stand now, because my throat is getting really sore. But yeah, I've had time to... The good part is that I've had time to actually put a lot of different setups, go through all my gear, think a lot about the talents and what would be best. There is actually a million ways to do a stamina build. There isn't really a this is the best way, but I can say this is my way. I don't play stamina build, so this is only for this video. I think that stamina builds are only good for flag carriers and buff stackers, and if you are a buff stacker that rely, it's fun to stack up when you occasionally get a fish feast and kind of stack up and wreck in battleground. But if you rely on those buffs, then you're either a coward or a sucky player. That's the only two things that you can be, and I don't really like buff stacking at all, and I don't think that hunters would be preferred choice as a flag carrier. If you really want to be a hunter flag carrier, then you can check the stamina set. But if you're going to roll a flag carrier, then a druid or a shaman would far out to a hunter. But let's start with the talents here, and keep in mind that I've kind of built what I think would be a good flag carrier. So that's also why I put my talents like I did. I took 2 in improved concussive shot to get a 2-second longer duration on concussive shot, which is great if you are hunted by pretty much everyone while having the flag. I also took 3 points in focused aim, and now you think, like, isn't that a useless ability? But no, it's 3% hit, and our set has really low hit rating. Basically nothing, so this weights up for that, and we should be able to get close to the cap through talents. And we basically have no critical strike chance anyway, so I didn't spend any points in lethal shots. You could, if you get hit rating in another way through gear, then you could take 3 points in lethal shots. Then I went for careful aim to squeeze out a little bit of my intellect. I believe it was 61 intellect, so it's 61 more attack power. It's pretty high, and we do have low attack power, so getting 61 more attack power is pretty good actually. And then of course 2 points in Hawkeye. I really wanted 3 for this build, but I couldn't make that since I need 5 points here to get careful aim. I would lose too much on getting another point. But hang on, I got a message here. I will have to reply to that later. Yeah, let's move on to the set, and I got the lucky fishing hat. You should really get that if you are going with a stamina build. It's by far the best hat for a stamina build. Green tinted goggles, yes, you can use that, but it's just 8 stamina compared to 15 stamina. I went with Scout's Medallion because basically I'm trading 1 stamina for 6 agility, and 6 agility is a lot. Also I'm using Champion Herod's Shoulder, which gives the most damage output, but as you know, in the last set I used the Stain Shadowcraft Shoulders for the hit rating. Now we are getting hit rating through talents, so I can get other gear pieces, and I took this for more stamina and more intellect, which would end up in more attack power. Tumultuous Cloak of Stamina with 8 stamina on is from random dungeons, and I got 3 agility on that. Also, I got toughened leather armor with 100 health on it. Wrangler's wristbands of stamina with 5 stamina on is hard to get. That will probably be a problem for you to get if you don't have it already, but yeah, this is one of the harder pieces. Of course, 9 stamina on that. As gloves, I got the same gloves as in the last video, scouting gloves of the monkey. It's also a hard piece to get, and 15 agility on those. Because I got hit rating through talents, I don't have to take David's scale belt. Instead, I went with Girdle of the Blind Watcher, which is pretty much one of 2 pieces that you can get from Shadowfang Keep. This one is from the werewolf boss that has 2 bats. Second boss, I think. No, third boss, maybe. No. 4th boss? I don't remember. I think it's 4th boss. You kind of walk outside there and up, and then you get to him. It drops pretty often. But it got high intellect, and we do have careful aim, so we get 8 attack power and 120 mana out of that. Plus it has the highest stamina of all the belts. Then we got Smelting Pants, which gives 8 stamina, and that's pretty much what we want out of it. We do get 2.36% crit, which isn't nothing. It's better in the agility set, but it's still good. Footpads of the Fang, of course this is not the same Footpads of the Fang that I put 7 agility on. This is another set of feet. And 7 stamina, of course, on that. Kind of no-brainer is Seal of Sylvanas that you get in the quest chain that starts in Sepulcher and ends with killing Arugal or something like that, the last boss in Shadowfang Keep. Then I took Blood Ring for 50 hit points. It's pretty good. It's 2 more stamina than the Dread Pirate Ring. And double Arena Grandmaster, of course. You can switch with the Insignia if you want to, but it's 120 hit points. As weapons, we are not using the stuff, as you can see here. I'm using Smite's Reaver with 22 intellect on, which gives 330 mana and 22 attack power, and 30 hit points. Stamina is of course the preferred choice, but it also gives 2 hit rating, and you could use Nightwatch Short Sword for an additional 10 hit points, but it's not really that much. 2 hit rating is better. And then we got Furbolg Medicine Pouch, and I will show how to get this in an episode later on. It will have its own episode, so I'm not really gonna show that now, but it heals 1000 hit points over 10 seconds. It's a 20-minute cooldown, but when you use it, it's a lifesaver. I also took Charmed Ancient Bone Bow for this to get the additional hit rating, and we're not really gonna deal a lot of damage anyway, so I think that getting this 5 attack power, 1 critical strike rating and 1 hit rating. What is that guy doing on the bear? Never mind that. He obviously really want to be recorded. But yeah, it's for the hit rating, and as you can see, we got only got 3 in hit rating, but with our talents it's 4.42% hit, and that's pretty close to cap, so it's really good. It's not cap, but it's still good. And that is the set, and we will need to put +2. I don't think I have that in my bags here. Let's take that out of bag. Here we go. Let's put a standard scope. I didn't think I would do that, but it turned out this one worked great with this set. That's a little bit more damage. I really want to get away from that bear. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, I picked out some other pieces here, but I don't even need to go through that. The best outcome was with this that I could come up with. I could, with mining, get around 2 or 3% less crit, and about maybe down to 10 in crit, and 70 more hit points, which would give us 1983 hit points unbuffed. And that's great. You can actually break 2k, but your other stats will kind of suck if you do that. A Tauren would have no problem breaking 2k at all with this set. So, recap, 1913 health unbuffed. It's okay for a stamina set. And 1063 mana, and that is to extend extend the time you can be in battle before you go out of mana, because when you go out of mana you're screwed. And then we use these pieces: Lucky Fishing Hat, Scout's Medallion, Champion Hero's Shoulder, Tumultuous Cloak of Stamina, Toughened Leather Armor, Wrangler's Wristbands of Stamina, Smite's Reaver, Furbolg Medicine Pouch, Charmed Ancient Bone Bow, Scouting Gloves of the Monkey, Girdle of the Blind Watcher, Smelting Pants, Footpads of the Fang, Seal of Sylvanas, Blood Ring, 2 Arena Grandmaster. And that's it. As for glyphs, we are using exactly the same as we did in the last one: Raptor Strike and Scare Beast, and 20% damage taken for 3 seconds after using Raptor Strike is great, especially when you need to get away. So that's it for the stamina set, and now I can finally get on to doing the intellect set, which is my favorite. But until then, thank you for watching and see you next time.